LCF9, some of the similar stuff with regards to holding quadrants, and also just the build. Let's spend a bit of time now in this phase of training to work on how to build these things well. I would hold off the grips there, Felipe, on the point. I would open up, work with Fred, and hold off the grips, because if we get this situation where we've got a grip being held for a really long time, it's going to give someone who's got the grips on them the feeling like they need to move on. Now, it's pretty obvious that Fred doesn't have the grips to us now, watching it in retrospect, but you know what it's like when you're flying. If someone has picked your grips up and you've been holding them for a few frames, you tend to just keep moving. So the more we can choreograph the grip picking up, so off the grips, Felipe, work with Fred. I'm not saying that Fred needs to pick you up first. In fact, not at all. I want Fred to take the last grips. But don't give that signal to Manuel too soon. And Manuel, please pay attention. Look what's going on in the middle with the build. Yeah. Yeah, so the other thing, we're just maintaining in our quadrants a little bit more. Oh, that was a better L build. So yeah, there you go. So that last grip there on that left side. Boom, there it goes. Huh? Yeah. Something about the nines that I saw. Oh, yeah, the front of the nine. Let's be careful, Manuel and Felipe. So start of the block, little vertical. Let's keep the vertical in it, and just trying to cross the upper body over the upper body of each other, and then make sure we make that grip gets into Manuel's hand. It doesn't want to be reaching too far off of it. I know you've got the L coming up, but it's so easy just to open up, Felipe, right, to the L, than create hassle for Manuel picking up that grip. This is a nice L build, Fred, where you're just staying with your hips in the right section, just holding your ground here. I know the tendency is to feel like your hips have been moved out, so just keeping them there on the L's and the C's. You know, it's not an over presentation, but it's definitely a thought of keeping the hips there for Marconi on the L's and the C's. You see how they're moving away from the L to the C, and partly it's because of where we are in the tunnel. There's nowhere for Felipe to go. Like, if we can place this more in the center of the tunnel, Felipe will be able to expand out to the C build, which should make things easier for you, Fred, to keep moving into the center from that. Like, to hold your position. L to C should be a stay still, but because of the crowdedness here in the tunnel, I feel like you're feeling forced out. So insist more, Fred, on your positioning in the tunnel. Don't allow yourself to creep forward and around the corner away. You can see what happens, see where it takes you. And guys, it's not just Fred. We all need to be sitting in our quadrants in the tunnel. Maybe a little page of, how about this? Next training session, do some no contact randoms again, where you guys are not only looking at your own body position, the geometry of the formation, but also where you are in the tunnel. So you each say to yourself, this is my section of the tunnel if I'm Manuel. This is my section if I'm Marconi. Fred, this is my section. Felipe, this is mine. And just go through all the randoms, just kind of cementing where you need to be in the tunnel for each point.